Tonight, we ask the leader of West Virginia American Water to have a sip. Good evening. I'm Tim Aaron Huntington.
I'm Amanda Barron in Charleston. First tonight, we start with a severe weather alert. A blast of winter is heading our way as we speak.
It may be calm outside your window right now around here, but, well, here's a live look at Chicago tonight. That snow and cold in the Windy City will be moving its way through our region, into your front yard, and all over the road starting tomorrow morning. We begin with Chief Meteorologist Tony Cavalier. And Tony, you know, a lot of people are expecting, of course, to be able to get to work and school in the morning.
What we just saw in Chicago, the dry, powdery snow being wind-driven, is more our weather diet tomorrow midday into the evening rush. In the short term, I expect a wet snow for the morning rush hour, your first forecast, and the snow will begin pre-dawn and be steady during the morning. Slick and slushy would be the operative words. Temperature 28 or 30 for the morning school bell and for the morning drive to work. Then by afternoon, the snow becomes more intermittent. It's dry and powdery like the stuff we saw in Chicago. Even a beam of sun can poke through, but that would just indicate a few blowing snow squalls around. And look at the temperature trend all day long. It's down to the point where any slush is solid, frozenly by dusk at 15 degrees. HD dual Doppler radar already now picking up a growing area of light snow forming to our west and north. That's a little quicker than I was expecting earlier on, west of Cincinnati. A sure sign we've got snow in here in time for the school bell and morning rush hour. We're on winter storm alert or winter weather advisory, depending on where you live. Add it up, it means slick travel tomorrow. The snow texture will change from wet and sticky in the morning to dry and fluffy in the afternoon. That has implications. We'll talk about that because we're heading back into the Arctic icebox. All when I come back on News Channel 3 at 11.
All right, thanks, Tony. The threat of snow means the chance for more canceled class.
Especially in those places, Tim, where the water ban canceled class and school for more than a week. News Channel 3's Andrew Colgrove joins us now live. And Andrew, kids have been in class for just 2.5 days since Christmas in the Kanawha Valley.
That is right, Amanda. Not very much at all, but kids in Kanawha County are scheduled to go back to school tomorrow. However, with this forecast, people are starting to think, well, maybe not so fast.
He's had a lot of practice.
Yeah, we played a lot.
Caden Carter has had plenty time to brush up on his board game skills.
You got it again.
Students in the Kanawha Valley feeling like the winter break just keeps going after Christmas break, snow days earlier this year, the water crisis, and now another potential blast of cold and snow.
We've only been like 2 days since Christmas break ended, so it feels like that's just extra days added to the break.
We're going to have to try to go the rest of the way with no cancellations at all. Not likely that we're going to be able to do that.
School board member Pete Thoss says they'll likely need the State Department of Education to extend the school calendar to get in all 180 days.
It makes it hard on the parents, also the parents at work.
Caden's dad says all the days off have been tricky for parents. Now they're rethinking how early to plan summer vacation.
The makeup days with the kids are worried about it, running into their summertime.
Just the same, these kids still not quite ready for this extended break to come to an end.
Yeah, I'm just hoping for the storm tonight.
So you're kind of rooting for bad weather tonight to get one more day off, even though you've had this day off for a holiday?
Yeah, just looking for one more day.
Well, school officials say when school does resume, they will be using bottled water for drinking as well as for food preparation, just because they have had so many concerns from parents about this ongoing tap water issue. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Andrew. And some school districts have already canceled class for tomorrow, taking no chances. At last check, Clay County schools closed. Mason County and Christian Faith Academy, for now anyway, are on a 2-hour delay. And you can stay with us here on News Channel 3 starting tomorrow morning at 4:30. We will have live team coverage with crews in both Charleston and Huntington. It's also a good chance to download our WSAZ mobile app. You can check all the school closings anytime you'd like on your smartphone. We also have a first warning weather app for your phone, so you can get an updated forecast even when we're not on the air.
New for you tonight at 11, the remnants of the chemical spill that tainted the water for hundreds of thousands in our area is passing through Indiana's largest city on the Ohio River right now. Leaders of the Evansville Water Utility say they're confident the chemical spill will be mostly diluted and the water will stay safe to drink. Officials say they expect the contaminated water to be in the area for about a week.
It has been a week and a half since the chemical spill, and while the map reads blue, many customers who were once in the red zone still are not satisfied. This afternoon, we sat down with West Virginia American Water President Jeff McIntyre. News Channel 3's Michael Klaus found out what's being done right now to make sure that your water is safe.
Customers' trust in us has been shaken. We've been shaken to our core here.
A long road traveled with a ways to go. That's the journey West Virginia American Water President Jeff McIntyre says his company is on.
Everybody needs to remember that we were impacted equally as everyone else. We didn't cause this spill. We're dealing with the fallout.
But why didn't the company have a plan in place to prevent that fallout? According to McIntyre, they tried, requesting information on the chemical plant just 1.5 miles upstream, information that was never supplied.
That's my understanding.
McIntyre also revealed that they didn't learn what the chemical was until almost 2 o'clock the day of the spill, more than 5 hours after neighbors noticed that licorice-like odor in the air. McIntyre says he understands customers want action and results now, which is why he explained the activated carbon filter, cleaning the water right this second.
It's like a filter media product in a powder form that we can add upstream that has a high absorptive capacity to capture materials like this and then settle it out of the water before it gets to our filters.
But even that is not enough for some customers, weary of the inconvenience the spill has caused and leery of the water that still smells. Which is why this company president put his money where his mouth is and took a drink in the company's break room, hoping that in this case, actions speak louder than words.
McIntyre says that the company will work with customers when it comes time that their bills are due and they have claims. Also, the company is looking into what legal action that they can take against Freedom Industries. Tim?
All right, Michael. And lawmakers are moving quickly on some new proposals to keep a disaster like this from happening again.
Governor O. Ray Tomblin and Senator Joe Manchin are introducing legislation at the state and federal levels. Both are proposing regular inspections for all above-ground storage tanks like the ones Freedom has. The U.S. Senate bill wants them looked at every 3 to 5 years. State legislation is much stronger, requiring companies to have annual inspections. Both pieces of legislation also have calls for plans to be in place in case a chemical gets in the water again.
Our bill, the Chemical Safety and Drinking Water Protection Act, brings together in one place the tools to provide the oversight of chemical facilities.
So we're going to do whatever we can legislatively to make sure that the industry is properly regulated.
If the state legislation passes, companies will have to submit spill prevention response plans. They'll also be required to write out annual reports outlining any changes to tanks that are on their property.
Frustration over how the water crisis has been handled will be on full display tomorrow night. A vigil will be held on the Kanawha River side of the state capitol at 6 o'clock, right on the steps. Candles will be lit and several songs will be sung. Organizers say that they hope to get some lawmakers to focus on tough laws that will help protect public health and safety. A political action committee is looking into the legislative response of the chemical spill too. Regenerate West Virginia is sending a questionnaire to some members of the House of Delegates and the Senate. The committee will release the findings of the survey during a news conference at the state capitol next week.
The city of Charleston is considering filing a lawsuit over the chemical spill. We spoke with Mayor Danny Jones tonight. He says he will call city council into executive session during tomorrow night's meeting. That is where they will go over the city's legal options. We'll have a crew at the meeting and we will let you know what they decide right here on WSAZ News Channel 3.
Some water distribution sites will remain open tomorrow. Here's a list of the locations. Nitro Police Department will be open from noon until 7 p.m. The Crossings Mall in Elkview will be handing out water from 10 in the morning until 8 at night. And you can get bottled water at the Sissonville and Glasgow fire departments from 10 in the morning until 6 at night.
Now, more Charleston news.
Smoke from a dramatic fire in eastern Kanawha County could be seen from miles away. 55 large truck tires caught fire on the side of an old strip mine. This is along Colonel Pauley Road in Bell. An excavator had to be brought in and they dumped dirt over the fire to put it out. Fire coordinator C.W. Sigmund says they believe this fire was intentionally set. No arrests have been made yet in the case. And check out this nasty rollover crash. A woman was flown to the hospital tonight because of it. Happened on Route 62 near Cottageville in Jackson County about 7:30. Firefighters say the woman lost control and flipped the SUV. Her name and condition haven't been released just yet. We have some new information for you tonight about a shooting on Charleston's west side. Our cameras were the only ones rolling when Michael Butler was taken into custody. Police say Butler shot Malik Watson in the face yesterday on Delaware Avenue. This happened during a large fight. We spoke directly with investigators who say after searching the scene, it was clear Butler was their man.
In the early phases of the investigation, we were able to locate specific pieces of information and specific physical pieces of evidence that we believe led to this case being solved.
Butler has been charged with attempted murder. If you are struggling to pay your utility bills, here's your chance to get some help. Starting tomorrow, you can apply for the Department of Health and Human Resources Energy Assistance Program. You don't have a whole lot of time to get your application in. The deadline is January 31st, so if you want to get on this tomorrow, stop by your nearest DHHR office. You can also download this by going to the web channel, WSAZ.com, and clicking on featured links. We'll be right back.